Welcome to the Ninja Gaiden 2 tutorial for the Big 20 race, happening September 5th, 2015 at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to check out the website, thebestofnest.com, for info on this race and for the upcoming Best of Nest Marathon that's going to happen later this year. So we're doing a bunch of tutorials for this race to help people learn the games. Ninja Gaiden 2 is going to be probably one of the more substantial runs in this. The goal for this is not even full game. The goal for this is to beat stage 5, so they're going to be going through the first 5 worlds. So that's a good portion of the game. That's most of it, and this is a relatively hard game as NES games go, although maybe among the Ninja Gaiden games it isn't one of the hardest. But we've got Jorf and Jimmypoopins here to explain to us how to do this difficult game and get through stage 5.
Hello.
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 We've got Toad and Mythical 9 playing along. I'm also going to play along, but you don't get to see my screen.
You wouldn't want to.
Nah, you don't need to. Nah. Okay, I got my save state set up. I think I'm ready. Alright, so how about maybe running us through the basic mechanics of this game? What do you have available and what can you do?
Yeah, so before I get started, a couple comments. One, it's already posted on the Big 20 site, but Duckfist has a tutorial through the whole game. It's like 2 years old. I don't think there are too many new beginner strats that have been found since then. And also on my Twitch page, this is Jimmypoopins, I have tutorials for each level. So there's a specific level that's it's giving you problems, you can go there, and I try to talk about any sort of the timings that you need to worry about. So you have those resources in addition to this. Now there's two sort of tricks that are used in the run. Let's see, if you're just trying to get a decent time, you probably won't need to use either of them, but they're worth mentioning. Actually, before we started here, someone mentioned that if you jump and hold back, you have a really slow jump.
Right.
Where it sort of puts its hands in the air and looks silly. You can actually go faster by slashing and then holding the opposite direction. So if you jump, slash, and then hold back, you go faster.
Oh, interesting.
And for anyone who's watched the speedruns of this game, you see us wall climb. That's actually why wall climbing works. Because when you're slashing, you're going faster back into the wall. And wall climbing, personally, I would not recommend doing it. It's only going to save like a second or two, and it's really easy to mess up. But if you want to do it, it's pretty simple. You can practice on this first wall here. You basically hold left or opposite direction, jump, immediately hit slash, and then back to the wall. And depending on how you do it, it's going to save like a frame or two each jump. But if you do it poorly, you're going to lose time. Right. And also, there's a lot of ways you can mess up. Like if you don't jump, you'll just try to use a special weapon, which can pretty much end the run if you actually use it in the wrong spot, like in Act 4. If you use up Invincible Fire Wheel, you're going to have a really hard time recovering from the loss of Ninpo.
I see. So yeah, unlike Ninja Gaiden 1, you can actually just wall climb by grabbing onto a wall and pressing up or down.
Yeah, that's a big, I would say improvement in this game. You don't have to worry about that.
Right, but the point is that of this wall jumping is that you can actually climb even faster if you jump and then re-grab the wall. Right. Faster than if you were to just hold up.
Yep.
But
I did mention using extra Ninpo. You see at the top right now I have 0 out of 40 because I used Shuriken a couple times. But that's one resource they'll use in this game in addition to your life. And a lot of the game is knowing where the important drops are. So you need to get certain sub-weapons. You also need to get Ninpo throughout the game. And that's in addition to avoiding enemies and whatever else. But yeah, every time you use a sub-weapon, you'll use up Ninpo. And a little bit through this level, we'll get a little ghost friend that follows us, and he will also use sub-weapon when we use it.
That doesn't cost any extra ninpo if you're clones.
Correct. Yeah, you just use it, and then it'll come out of all of you and your ninja friends.
All right. Your maximum ninpo can be upgraded by picking up certain power-ups.
Yeah, in every act. So right now we're in stage 1-1. In acts 2, 3, 4, and 5, we're only going up to act 5. There are power-ups in those acts that will increase your max ninpo by 10. And they're scattered throughout the act. And once you pick it up, you won't be able to pick up any of the later ones in that act. But we'll go over like the main ones. I'll try to mention the backups in case you miss it. And there one other thing I mentioned at the beginning, 2 sort of special mechanics. Well, not mechanics, I guess they're glitches in a way, but the other is slash canceling. So like if you just slash and hold a direction, you see he pauses.
Right.
If you slash and then jump and then press slash immediately again, basically jumping resets the cooldown of the slash. You can get 2 slashes in quick succession. And this speeds up every boss fight because you can use it with your special too. So you can do up B, jump, and then up B again. And that will fire off 2 specials very quickly. Again, this is something that, like, if you talk to any of the people with like pretty good times, but not like insane times, they probably don't use it. It's pretty optional. But if you want, it's there. It speeds it up.
So you start from the ground and then just basically press BAB really fast, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the second one, I kind of roll my thumb from A to B.
Okay, cool.
I don't think this is used anywhere other than bosses. Okay, so those are the basic mechanics. We use damage boosting a lot in this game because damage boosting doesn't slow you down like in Ninja Gaiden 1 or 3. If you get hit, you'll be going the direction. There's a couple of exceptions, but the general rule is you'll be going the direction on which you landed on the enemy, and you'll be going the same speed you were going when you were falling on the enemy. So we'll just go to this first clubber guy here. If I jump on his left, I'll go to the left. It's pretty intuitive. If I jump on his right, I'll go to the right. But also if I'm doing like that slow backwards jump, then I'll go that slow speed when I jump on him. There are a couple more advanced tricks used in the game, probably not worth learning, where you will slash to speed up right before you hit the enemy so that you'll get the fast speed. I'll mention those, but probably not worth learning.
Okay. Alright, sounds good. Well, if those are that's it for the general stuff, why don't you walk us through the first stage?
Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure the best way to explain this. Jorf, please chip in if you have any comments. But
Yeah, sure.
first stage is fairly straightforward. You just hold right. When you get to this first clubber, you want a damage boost on him. And the reason is if you like jump over him and jump, you'll jump onto that silo thing. Invincibility frames last fairly long, so you can just run through the next clubber.
Yeah, I jumped like right after that little hole in the ground sort of thing.
Yeah, this first stage you use the cracks in the ground a lot for visual cues. That first guy I just do from muscle memory, kind of, but I use cracks later in the stage. There's only 2 drops you really need to pay attention to in this, well 3 I guess, and then a backup. So no drops yet, and then you just keep going. And for the remainder of this part, you can just jump over everything. And there's a kind of tricky jump if you want to hold right the whole time. Jump on the silo and over like that. I should be using save state so I can do this over again.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Okay, so jump over on the silo. And you actually want to slash that last, the orb up there.
So the first orb once you get to the top there.
Yeah. And then a comment about the hitboxes. The orb hitboxes are a little bit lower than what they appear. Or is it higher? Sorry, I think they're higher than what they appear. Yeah.
Yeah, higher.
So if you have a choice to hit it higher or lower, always go for higher. Yeah, you get the red ninpo fills up your ninpo. Blue ninpo only gives you 10. So jump, get this ninpo, then get the fire. The fire is the next power up right after that.
Alright.
And then just keep holding right. And you just keep holding right off this edge, it boosts you exactly where you want to be. And you can just keep holding right the whole time.
Just go right through all three of those clovers.
Yeah, if
Yep. And then we need to
you do
climb
miss
up
either of
this.
those two pickups, there are more later in the stage.
Is there another fire wheel? I don't think there's another fire
Yeah.
wheel. Oh, where is that? You'll have to show me. I didn't actually know
Yeah, it's
that.
right along the top with the red nimba.
Oh yeah, in any case, here you have to climb, so just climb up this wall. And if you don't wall slash, which I personally don't recommend, you do want to slash to get over walls. So if you see I'm stuck at the top of this wall here, this is like an important mechanic utilizing that slash thing. You just want to slash off, so jump slash back, and you'll be moving quickly.
Oh yeah, that makes it much easier to get up there.
If you just try to do it normally, then it's pretty. Sometimes you'll miss it and you go slow.
Yeah, it took me like 3 or 4 attempts to get it normally. But yeah, jump slash works every time. That's good to know.
Yeah. So definitely recommend doing that. You'll save a lot of time over the run, and it will just make it easier in my opinion. Okay, so for the rest of this, you just hold right actually through this whole part. There's a slightly, there's actually a backup red ninpo up there if you need to get it, but you'll really only need that if you're slashing and mess up. I would just recommend falling down and holding right. Okay, and then there's a boost here on the crawler. So if you just hold right, you'll see a bunch of crawlers spawn. What you want to do is jump, like when your back foot is on the crack, or when I guess maybe the middle of your sprite is on this crack here. Jump and you'll just bounce into that thing.
I see.
And then jump. There's a blue ninpo right here in case you miss that. You may as well pick it up. It's not going to hurt if you try to slash it. So everything now has been pretty straightforward. Here is the first like somewhat difficult trick. There's a harder version of this. I'm just going to give the easier. If you want the harder, you can check out the tutorial. Jorf, do you think I should explain the harder one?
No. Does anyone even do the harder one except for us and Ohan?
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll do. You can do the easy one. That's
The hard one. It's like probably like 20 times harder and saves like half a second. So.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
So you're about here and you want to jump off just like you normally would, and then you want to jump into this guy. So is there a good Q? I've never used a Q for this. Probably you can see there's like an upper crack where I am. Maybe when the sprite touches that.
Yeah, unlike Ninja Gaiden 1, you can't just jump like straight up into enemies to boost upwards. You have to kind of run into them at the apex of your jump.
Yeah, and also I forgot, I haven't done this version in a while. You actually want to, on the way down, you want to press up and B to get that ninja. Up and B, kill the guy and get the ninja orb.
Oh, so you use your fire wheel as you're making that jump. Okay.
Yeah. And then you jump up. You need to get this. This gives you your first clone.
Yeah, this is
And
probably
that's-
the most important item in the stage.
Yeah, by far. Not only do you need it for later stages, but it speeds up the boss fight a lot.
I don't know
It's-
if we mentioned, but you cannot be holding right to use your sub-weapon. You have to let go of the horizontal direction and only
Yeah,
do
just straight up.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's a little annoying.
Yeah, it's actually a lot harder than it may seem at first. Once you start trying it, you'll see how hard it is. You really have to be not holding right when you press up B. Like, make a specific, like, thought in your head, I need to let go of right. It should make it a little easier, but it's a tricky thing. If anyone watches AnCat play this game, he has a lot of trouble with that. He makes fun of himself all the time. It's pretty funny. Okay, so that is the first real trick.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
no,
let's say you miss the up B, and you're like,
If I miss
derp,
the up B, I would just get hit by the guy and slash it.
just kill them, grab it, and go.
Yeah.
All right.
You could... let's see. Yeah, you might be able to up B. You could up B as soon as you land and hold back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Okay, and then the last like track visual cue is once you get up top here. And again, as soon as your back foot is on this second crack, you want to jump, and you'll just jump over that guy. And then just hold right. It drops you pretty much perfectly.
Yeah, I love how you just hold right there and perfectly grab that ladder.
Hmm.
Nice. Okay.
And another mechanic, when you're screen transitioning, you can hold A in the opposite direction as you're transitioning, and it will jump you off immediately when you spawn. So this is an important thing. So like as soon as I hit this wall, I hold A and left. Don't get greedy with that though. If you hold it too early, then you'll fall and die. Make sure you're transitioning before you hold it. You have plenty of time.
I see he kind of hesitates there for a split second before the transition happens. So that's when you start to press A and left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a small loading, few frames of loading time.
I recommend not dying on this next ladder.
Oh yeah.
The trick with this is, if you go as slow as possible, then you lose a decent amount of time going down the ladder. So what you want to do is you want to grab the ladder at the last possible second. It's probably smart to do it conservatively. But one of the things I mentioned, if you want to try this, again, it's kind of optional, is to use that trick I said, slashing and then holding back. You have a little bit more control over your speed going back on the ladder.
Yeah, I highly recommend doing that.
Oh, instead of just pressing right after you fall off, you want to slash and press right because that'll give you some more speed. I see.
Yep. The important thing too, if you do that trick, you need to slash and hold right after. I think you can do it on... No. I don't know, sometimes it behaves weird. You basically want to slash and then the frame after hold right.
So it's B then right. But don't be holding right before you press B or else it doesn't work.
Yep. And then same thing... Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe this is different for everyone, but for me, I've found that I tended to grab the ladder too late. The ideal spot to grab it is like your feet when they touch the bottom of the screen is basically when the transition happens. So you kind of want your middle of your sprite to not be quite all the way down at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah,
That's how you
that
die.
is absolutely correct. And then hold A and left just like before, and you'll transition off. If you want to be fancy, you can do the slash B to gain a little bit of speed after you fall there. You can't hold right immediately, you have to clear the wall, otherwise you'll grab back under the ladder.
So we're pretty much at the end of the level now.
Yep.
Pretty
Just
much.
jump over all the enemies and get the blue. The important thing is to get the middle orb. That will give you the blue ninpo.
Yeah, the second one there.
Second one, okay. And you bounce off the crawler, right? Or you take damage from the crawler.
Yep.
Yep.
And the middle orb, that's, what was that, an orange Nimpo?
Blue
The
ninpo.
blue
Oh,
one.
the blue Nimpo, okay.
Brings you back up to 40.
Yeah, to make up for that
There.
fire we used earlier.
Alright, so we're going into the boss with the fire wheel and 40 Nimpo.
Yep. There is a quick kill here. It's very, very, very hard, so I'm not going to cover it. I have a tutorial for it if you really want to learn it, but I do not recommend learning it. I wasn't getting it consistently until I had like sub 1040 times, so it's pretty hard. For this quick kill, you want to walk up to where your back foot is on this middle crack, like by the grate. Maybe a little bit further. And you just want to basically slash him 4 times. The exact numbers don't really matter. You just want to slash him and fire wheel him as much as you can. He's going to hit you, just do it again. And then as soon as he hits you going backward, just turn around and slash him. Which I think you probably want to slash like 3 times and then start fire wheeling.
I'd say slash 4 times and then start fire winning.
Okay.
Something else to mention, it's a lot better to time your hits than to just mash.
Yeah, that's very important. This is not really not too important. If you mess up this boss fight, you're gonna lose like a couple seconds. And it's really hard to die.
Yeah, not a big deal.
He does do 3 points of damage, so if you got hit earlier in the stage, you gotta keep that in mind.
So you're probably going to be hit twice during this fight?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just got to make sure you've got seven bars of health at least.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so this stage is all memorization. It's really easy once you memorize everything, but it takes a while. It's one of, well, I guess in this run, the only stage where you can pretty much hold right the whole time. Let's see, so I'm kind of think the best way to explain this.
Something else to mention, in between the stages you want to hold start just to get through the cutscenes. You don't have to mash it or anything.
You just
Yeah.
hold start, okay.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna run through just so muscle memory reminds me what to do.
Sounds good.
That's cool.
Okay, so this first one, jump over the 2 guys. You can slash to get these ninpos if you want. I would recommend, you may as well, you don't lose anything for doing it. So slash the ninpos, jump over the guys. And then you're here. Okay, so first thing is, now you jump onto this little pillar thing on the train car, and then up B to shuriken the bird. And then immediately jump and damage boost on the clubber. And then keep going, so tell me to stop if I'm going too fast. Maybe I went too fast there. Okay, so then you jump, slash hockey guy. And here you actually want this orb. It's not absolutely necessary, there's one later in the stage, but you may as well get it. Basically, you want to slash immediately after you start falling, and you'll get it. Again, if you don't get it, it's not the end of the world, there's one later. It's a little bit tight. It's not too bad though. And then damage boost.
Yeah, you want to exit this stage with a fire wheel, and you have like 3 chances to get it.
Yeah. You want a damage boost on this guy, but as close to the left as possible. I don't think there's really a good cue. If you really want one, maybe like when your back foot is on this. You can see there's like 3 lines on the train. The middle one's kind of like a pipe, maybe on this bottom line there. So like I'm standing like right here.
Okay.
But you want to jump.
This is all like one string of action, really. Like, there's not. I've been trying to do it and then pause and make a save state, and my save state keeps being too late. Basically, just because you're doing the sequence of actions.
Wait, am I doing? Oh, sorry. You don't want to damage boost off this guy. I don't know what I was thinking. You want to jump over him. Sorry. I wonder why I was having so much trouble. Yeah, just jump over him.
I was wondering what you were doing.
So yeah, so just like 3 subsequent jumps. 1, 2, 3, and then you're gonna get here. So here you get your second ghost friend. Do you have a cue for this, Jorf? I always do it by feel.
I jumped like halfway in between the 2 cracks there.
Okay.
And that guy jumps out of the ground, and you try to slash him in the orb at the same time.
I think it's
I'm
a little
jumping
later.
a little later. So
Yeah.
play around and get a feel
Yeah, a
for it.
little later.
You do like 2/3, 3/4 of the way.
I see. And the goal is to get both the orb and the ninja.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And then jump as late as possible and slash the other ninja. So another ninja will jump up. This one you kind of want to slash on the way down.
Yeah, a little bit after the arc of your jump, right?
Yep. And now you want to damage boost off this guy. It makes it so this bird doesn't hit you. If you don't do this, birds in this game can really give you trouble.
So the birds
Damage.
do more damage than this regular enemy does?
No. That's only Ninja Gaiden 1.
Oh, okay.
Birds actually do 1 point, except for there are bats that have the same movement, different sprite. They will do 2. Okay, but
The bird's gonna hit you backwards, though.
Yeah. You can sort of get like stun locked in a way by the birds.
You can just slash the bird, though. Well, I guess you have enough health that you can damage boost. It doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, health isn't too much of an issue in this stage. Stage 3 health can be an issue. Okay, so this is, when I was learning, this is one of the harder things to remember, so I guess keep note here. So after you jump, you'll be about on this end pillar. You're gonna jump slash the 2 guys, and immediately jump and slash the bat on the way down. And what this does is it makes it so you can then jump and slash this clever guy on the way down. So 2 real quick jumps, and then you wait just a little bit and then slash the clever on the way down.
Hitting this bat is not easy.
No. Well,
Try
slashing
to do it like as late as possible. That's my kind of reference for these.
Alright, I got him once. I found I was running like right up on the first 2 guys, and that would put my jumps kind of too late to get down to hit the bat. But again, if you go too early on these two guys, you only kill the first one.
Okay. Now there's a
Pretty
health.
tight.
Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna. It's pretty tight.
It is
Practice.
pretty tight, yeah. And there's also a health refill somewhere along here, so that's probably worth pointing out.
Yeah, where is that?
I missed it. I had it a moment ago, then I lost it. It's after you slash the clubber on the way down.
Okay. Don't hit the first one. That'll give you a ninja star.
Yeah. So which ones to avoid? Oh, the very. Which one? Don't hit the first one after the clubber guy. Oh, it's the second one. It's high up towards the top of the screen. Let's see if anyone's got it on their screen right now.
Also, this part is not. This is a tricky part in the run for sure. Ohan, who had the world record for like 2 years, messed it up in that run.
There,
You're
George.
don't be too discouraged.
Okay. And you see on Jorf's screen, that's where it is, right there. It's in that upper orb. There's a health refill.
Yeah, right there. After these two crawly guys.
Okay.
You do want to boost off the first crawler. You can still slash the health though if you do it right away. Okay, so do those double slashes, boost off the first crawler. Here's a strat that I do differently than everyone else, but I think it's easier. So maybe Jorf, you can explain yours. But after you boost off the crawler, I go to slash this middle orb. This is where the backup part of the fire wheel is, and I boost off this guy. And it makes it so you're invincible to this bat. Most of the people slash the bat. And I did this just to avoid having to deal with the bat. I think the other way is to jump early, like we did before, and slash on the way down. But you may as well, like, in your strat, build in the backup fire wheel, and then those two birds with one stone.
Yeah, you can jump this guy and grab the fire wheel, and then I jump like just after this crack on the floor. You can hit that bat pretty easily.
Boosting up the guy's a pretty good strat. It seems pretty easy.
Yeah, this part isn't too tricky. One of the cooler strats in the run is coming up. It's gonna end the stage. You want to... How I do it... Jump so that you land like as close as possible on these two pillars. Or on this pillar and then the next train car. And then immediately after you jump, the second time on the train car, you want to slash, and your shadow will kill the bird. And also you want to jump early because by far the easiest way to deal with these clubbers is to just jump over them. There's some strats where you jump down onto them and slash them, but I found that to be much harder.
Just jump over him.
Yeah. And then the last car, you have the Jason chainsaw guy. You want to jump flash him. So jump as late as possible on that one.
Okay.
There's one more backup fire wheel at the end here. The second to last orb is a backup fire wheel in case you messed up the others.
And the last orb is an info.
Yeah. Third to last orb is a shuriken, so you don't really want that one.
Alright, looks good.
Okay. Everyone good so far?
No, I missed something. I'm getting stuck on this bat.
Which one? Oh, that bat. For that, I just boosted off the previous guy and used my invincibility through that bat.
That's good, because that's too late for my save state. So now I have to go back and do this double slash part again. And this time I missed the fire wheel. Don't mind me. So I know it's like against the rules, but like no one says you have to hold right the whole time. if you want,
Yeah. No,
you
it's,
can
it's
just
definitely
not hold right a little bit, just a little bit, and suddenly you have way bigger windows to do a lot of these tricks, maneuvers.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good comment. Do what you need to do to make the strats work. If you pause for a frame or two here and there, you're really not going to lose that much time. It makes it way more consistent. That's the better strategy.
And the worst. So keep going, and I'll catch up.
Alright, so we're gonna do the windy part now.
Yeah, don't save after you've started 2-2. Save like during the transition or immediately when you get in, because the wind starts right away. The way the wind works is it's on a time cycle for each screen. So if you just let it go, like, I don't know the exact time, but like 10 seconds, it'll start going left, and then pause, and then go right, and then pause, and then it'll go left, right, left, and yeah, you'll get a feel for it when it starts. But for the first part, you want to just hold right, and you can make this first jump. So this is an important thing not to forget. Just hold right. If you pause at the beginning of the screen, you may run into trouble. This jump is not too hard. You just jump toward the end. A lot of the jumps in this game are you want to jump as late as possible, so try to get kind of a feel for that. And then we have to wait on this pillar. My cue for when to jump is when the timer is about to hit 242.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to do this part.
Yeah. Some people do it by sound. I just
think
watch
if
the
you-
timer. Keep a count in my head.
If you hold right on there and you do like 5 slashes, it puts you in a pretty good position.
Hey, yeah, I like the 5 slashes.
Do 5 slashes. Oh, that works.
I like to listen to the music. It goes do 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 do, and then I go.
I certainly find myself listening to the music when I play this game. So then you kill these guys and you don't need to worry about any of these orbs.
Yeah, just keep going right. You want to down slash the 2 boulder guys. One thing to make note of is above the first boulder guy is a backup red ninja. And the best way to get him is to just up B kill the boulder guy and get the red ninja. It's kind of hard to slash.
So you just fire wheel it. Okay.
Yeah, just hold right. One of the harder jumps in the game is coming up. So you want to make that gap. And then right here where I am, this is where it's kind of tricky. You're going to jump on this little platform and then jump over onto the wall. And it's probably good to give yourself a little bit of leeway on the platform. Don't try to do like a frame perfect like turnaround. And then you just get on the ladder. And this is another part where you wanna jump immediately off the ladder. Again, because the wind starts the timer. So hold A and left while you're transitioning.
Okay. Is the wind cycle going to be reset every time you go through a screen transition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there's kind of a tight timing here because you actually use the wind to your advantage, but right near the end of the screen. So you need to do this part fairly quickly. Just get over on the right here where you can. And do you have a cue for when to jump? Jorf, I always do it by feel.
Let me get there and see.
You want to jump into this hole, but not touching anything.
Yeah, it's really easy to jump early.
I just
And then you
pause
just wanna-
right about where I want to jump. I don't know.
You just ninpo all these things down.
Yeah, you can, a couple ways to do it. Ninpo right before you land or ninpo right after you land. If you ninpo right after you land, sometimes you won't hit some of the things. But here we get the first scroll.
Oh, it's the max ninpo upgrade.
Yeah, and you get the red ninpo. There's also a backup fire wheel here too. This is extremely important. If you miss the ninpo, I think there's a backup, but it's pretty far out of the way. And then you want to do this just holding right. You can pause a little bit. But again, you're on a little bit of a tight timer. You try to stop as little as possible climbing up these stairs. Hitboxes on these guys are kind of funny. I remember when I was learning this, so you want to slash later than sooner. Try to hit him in the head. Okay, and then we fall on this army guy, or you fall off after jumping on the cliff, and then boost onto the army guy. Like that.
Yeah, the first orb after the stairs here is another ninja clone too.
Oh, yeah.
Should you need one.
Yep, looks like you can grab it without slowing down.
It's probably one of the
No.
toughest stages for people, so if you can make it through this, you're doing good.
Yeah, 2-2 is, I would say, is one of the harder, if not, probably the second hardest stage in the main speed run, if you're going for like a sub 11 time. Okay, so damage boost off this guy, jump when you get to the army guy, and then you want to slash down, or down slash on the Jason guy. what this does is it actually enables a weird glitch at the end of the screen. Because when you're doing that, you're also slashing a bullet that got shot. So slash.
Wait, what thing are you down slashing?
Just try to kill the
green
Jason guy with the machete. If you kill him, you did it right.
So you have to
If you
press
mess
a
it up-
down slash to do it?
He means attack on the way down from
Oh,
your
on
jump.
the way down.
Yeah.
Jump. I
Sorry,
see.
if I say down slash, I mean on the way down, not like a
Zelda 2
down slash.
down stab. Boing.
Well, sure, or like crouching and slashing or something. Not that. Okay, got it.
And then jump over this army guy and hold right and jump so that the bullet boosts you. This is what I was talking about with the timing. If you do
Oh,
this
wow.
too slowly, you're gonna have to wait.
Alley-oop.
You have a lot of leeway here. Just don't jump like way too late. You should be good. If you jump like under that red orb, you'll do it perfectly. Okay, and here's what we did with that glitch. It made it so the bird inherited the velocity of the bullet that we killed. So he actually moves to the right when he spawns on screen. And it makes it so you can boost off of him.
Oh, cool. Wow.
This is like a newer trick, but it's so easy, I wanted to mention it. All you have to do is down slash that guy, and then jump in a certain spot so the bird boosts you. And the cue that I use is, let's see, it's a little bit hard to see. In the middle of this grass here, there's a little patch of two yellow things, like right beneath my front foot right now. Do it again. Yeah, directly beneath front foot on Ryu right now, there's two little sprites that are yellow. They kind of stand out if you look at it. You just want to jump as soon as you hit those two sprites, and you'll boost off of them. It's not that tight. You can do a little bit
Yeah, I
early.
jumped sort of like right after that red orb.
Oh yeah, that's probably an easier way to do it. And then just hold up.
All right.
Yeah, so this part, a little bit counterintuitive. You don't want to jump as early as possible on this platform. You just want to go up a little bit. So like where you would optimally jump to be as low as possible, just go up like, I don't know, half a second more up the ladder. And what this is doing, this is enabling another pretty difficult glitch. You can skip this if you want. It saves a little bit of time and it's really cool. What you do, so let me just do it. You want to jump. What I do is when my first foot touches these green or these yellow sprites in the middle, just like before I jump, and you get boosted off of the clubber guy. If you did it right, you'll fall directly in. Directly through the hole, and you jump on the next clubber guy and hold left. Don't hold jump, just hold left and up, and you will clip onto the ladder from the bird. I don't know why I'm grabbing this.
Yeah, if you're near a ladder and you get hit, you just kind of latch onto the ladder.
And now one thing you can do to kind of help this is when you're doing this jump, you should keep holding left. Like here I hold down left in case I grab onto the ladder, then I'll just sort of like a backup. I'll just climb down. If you mess this up, which you probably will in practice, it's pretty hard. The key thing to know is, let me show you, it's hard to jump onto this ladder. If I'm right here and I'm trying to jump onto it, I'm not going to get on. So what I do is I like blatantly clear it, and then I turn left and jump. Make sure that you hold left before you jump, just so that you don't accidentally do the slow jump. So like clear it really obviously, and then hold right and jump onto it. I think there's a no, you don't want that. There's a health here if you want it.
Where is it? Oh, right there over the pit.
Hard to get. What is this? There is a fire wheel. The second guy right here is a fire wheel. I'm not even sure how you would lose fire wheel. Hey, but that is that trick. Always a little practice, and you don't need to do it if you don't want. Okay, so this guy, let's see, you just up B. You don't just want to hit up B. When you spawn into this room, your ninja friends are basically off screen on the bottom right. So like the optimal strat is to be pressing up B while jumping and holding right until you're like below him. But if you want to do it, let's see, like up B, jump and right. You want to use another one in the air if you can. And you just want to be up B and jumping over and over again. Up B jump, up B again in the air, and then up B whenever you're on the ground and in the air. And as I was mentioning before, canceling makes all the boss kills quicker, or boss kills quicker. If you cancel the last up B, so if you do it, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll be on the ground here. Oops, back one. 1, 2, 3. Oh. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm messing up the kill. Oh, I'm going too far right. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Actually, if you up B, jump, and then hold right, it'll set you up poorly. You actually want to up B, hold right, and then jump. That's like the absolute quickest way to do it. Again, this is like just shaving off seconds, so if you find a slightly more consistent way, just do it your own way. But the best way is up B, hold right, and then jump. And just keep throwing fire wheels while jumping.
Okay, that sounds good. How would you fight this guy if you didn't have fire wheel when you got here?
This is one of the harder boss fights if you don't have fire wheel.
Yeah, you would just cry.
Cry and reset.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. The AI works where if you're above the platform, like he's on a cycle. He's either going to throw spiders or he's going to jump. If you're like above the platform, he'll jump down. If you're below the platform, he'll jump up. So you want to jump down, have him jump down, slash him, and then yeah, it's a really hard fight if you don't have ghost friends.
I had a genius plan for me to be at the bottom and for my ghost to be at the top, and then I could just hit him. But when the wind blows, it starts to move you, and that will pull your ghost down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wind really makes it hard.
Yeah, I think the strat is just to pray that you don't run into that situation.
And there's a fire wheel right there before you enter the room. It's like the second last orb before you enter this boss room, so you should be able to get that fire wheel.
Yeah,
And
that'll
hopefully
give you
have some-
like you'll get like 6 free hits on him. You gotta slash the rest.
Okay. Well, we can move on to the next level. I think this is pretty straightforward. Just try to get here with fire wheel and hopefully some clones. And there's a health refill on the previous screen, so you should be alright.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, 3-1.
Yeah, so there's the gimmick here is that the screen turns dark. So I'll try to mention like the cues that you need to use. When you're learning this stage, one trick you can do to get an idea is if you pause, it will still cycle the lightning, so you can see where all of the like pits and stuff are. Well, let's see. You jump over the guy, and you can just hold right until this flame spawns. And there's a lot of ways you can deal with this guy. So the first thing is just do it by reflex. When the flame spawns, you want to jump. The other way is you can sort of watch the pit. The lightning will light it up. That's a little bit tricky. The last is, and one of the things you will use on this stage, is the background is always visible. So the cue that I use, that I actually just recently started using, but it always works for me. You see this tree? There's like sort of like stalagmites going down. It looks like kind of. It's not what they are, but it looks like it. If you, as soon as Ryu's head hits the rightmost one after the tree, he'll make it. So that's what I do. Alternatively, find the tree.
I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, like even when I was like going for records on this game, I would mess this up here and there, and this
That's interesting.
stalagmite thing was by far the most consistent one for me.
I usually just go when the lightning strikes.
Yeah, that's a good plan too. My experience with that is sometimes like if I'm tired or whatever, my reflexes aren't as good and it's tricky, but
Yeah, true.
there's a lot of different ways you can do it, so just find the way that works best for you. Okay, so then oh, my light cycle is messed up. That's okay. So this is very important. This next part, you want to get, so on top of this pillar with the slime, there's a Dragon Ball is what this is called. I'll just call it Downfire. You get the Downfire, and then you want to, so you want to up slash, or jump up and slash, and then on the way down, slash the next orb. And these are two extremely important items. You need both of them. You get the Downfire and the Red Ninpo.
Okay.
If you mess this up, these flames do 2 damage each. So find a way to deal with them. You could probably Downfire, I don't know, it's just get that Red Ninpo and get out of there as quick as possible. Also, this level, life is important, so try not to get hit.
Yeah,
Then
I think there's
after
enough
this-
info in the rest of the stage. Actually, you don't even really need the red one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is true. I would go for the red one if you can, but keep that in mind too. Because sometimes...
Yeah, for sure, go for it.
Sometimes you'll accidentally use an info or whatever. So here, you'll probably get hit by a flame, but it's not the biggest deal. You want to try to clear the 2 flames. There's not really a good cue for it, I don't think.
Yeah, I struggled with that. I was like, what am I even getting hit by? The hitboxes on the flames seem
Flame
interesting.
hitboxes are very, very awkward. If you get hit, it's not the end of the world. There is a health in 3-2. In any case, you want, even if you get hit, it's not going to change the strat. You'll just have 2 less life. But the strat here, this is something I had a lot of trouble with when I was learning this stage. You want to jump as late as possible on this platform, and you want to press B as soon as possible. Oh, and also, one thing, you want to jump as soon as you land on the platform before the clubber, because it will spawn the bat higher, so then you don't have to worry about them.
Okay.
But yeah, just jump over the clubber, and that first bat will just, you don't even have to worry about him. But for the second one, you have to slash him. Just jump as late as possible, and slash as early as possible, and you should always get it. Okay, so after that, kind of a tricky jump. It's not that bad. You want to jump through this hole. The way I do it is when my sprite is halfway through this red orb. And then you want to slash the jumper guy on the way down. So there's a lot of like slash on the way down type things that are a little bit tricky, but once you get it, you should be able to get all of them. Slash them on the way down. And there's actually a pit here, so you need another Q, which is once you fully clear that red orb, you jump. Or as soon as you're about to clear it, you jump. And also my lightning is a little bit off because I messed up at the beginning of the stage. So it's going to look slightly different in terms of lightning if you're following this on my screen.
Okay, but as long as your body is past that orb, you can jump and make it regardless of where the lightning is.
Yeah. Yeah, the lightning should not be flashing. If you just held right the correct light cycle, you would fall into the pit before you saw it. Okay, now here is a weird, I don't know, I think it's probably a glitch. If you slash a fire while it's spawning, it won't kill it. But if you use a special art, it will kill it. So like Fire Wheel, for example. So you want to up B and then to kill this flame. And then jump, like, you can see the platform ending. Jump like right before the platform ends. Hold A and right. So one thing about this game, you can watch on my screen. So I'm going to jump and not hold A. I just grab onto this platform here. If I hold A while I'm getting hit, it will immediately jump me off that platform. So the easiest way to do this part is just keep holding A, you'll get hit by the slime, and then crawl up to the top. And then you want to, if you do the light cycle correctly, you'll see it, but just crawl until you can't crawl anymore and then slash up the platform. So hold A and left and then slash up. So this, let's see, what is the key that I use? This one you'll probably want to pause to make it easier, but you can just hold right the whole time. It's not that much different than slashing the bat on the way down in 2-1 on the train level. You want to jump as soon as you get on this pillar. This pillar should be visible in the correct light cycle. If it's not, when I first learned this, I used the trees as my cues, so try to match trees with pillars. These first two are a little bit after the tree trunks. This bat is kind of hard to deal with. You could up-B him if you wanted to make it easier. One issue with up-Bing if you're in the air is sometimes it takes too long and you will like land on the platform or die, so probably easier just to slash him. Also the cue for my jump is I jump when I'm halfway through this orb. Again, all of the smaller pillars are directly to the right of tree trunks. So here's a tree, there's this right pillar. Or there's a pillar to the right of that tree. And you can see the higher pillars through the darkness. You can see they're like going into the background.
Oh, if you run right to the edge of the platform, the bat spawns higher. And it seems easier to kill him. I don't know.
You mean of the cliff?
Yeah, the cliff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that might be a better way to do it actually if you go later. Downside is you lose a little bit of time in jumping, but it will probably make this spot a lot easier. That's good you found that.
I see, yeah, you run to all the way to the edge of the cliff, and then because you're so high in the air, when the bat finally is triggered, he ends up higher up. I see.
And then how do you deal with this guy at the end? Do you boost off of him, or do you land in front of him and kill him?
Dragon Ball him, or downfire. When you're in the air, you gotta downfire him. If you jump as late as possible on the pillar, you can clear him. I would not recommend it. It's extremely tight. So just on this last top pillar, just downfire him. Okay, and then you want to down slash the jumper, or up slash him, I guess. Just kill him. And there's an info above this clubber, which is probably good to get. You can jump over him and get the info at the same time. And then you want to downfire the sword runner guy.
Yeah, underneath that clubber is actually a health too, if you're really struggling.
Yeah, good point. Directly underneath him. You have to backtrack, but you don't lose that much time. Okay, and then up slash the jumper. And these flames have horrible hitboxes. If anyone watched Duckfist play this game a long time ago, he had a lot of trouble with it. I think a lot of people do. My general guideline is to slash the flame as late as possible, and you'll slash it. Problem is that, can you wait? I'm not sure if waiting helps. Yeah, I guess play around with waiting maybe if you have trouble with it. I think it might make it harder though. Just try to slash as late as possible. And if you get hit, I don't think it's the end of the world. I think you can just keep going right. You take 2 damage. You lose like a second. And then jump over the jumper or slash him if you want. Doesn't matter. And then you're in 3-2. Okay, so everyone ready for 3-2?
I'm ready.
For 3-2, see, the best way to do this part, you want to jump, let's see, jump when you're like under the orb, and this projectile will boost you forward through the army guy. And then you want to jump up just like you would normally platform the stage and downfire the crescent thrower.
I didn't get shot at all. Is that
Sorry, what?
good? Is it good if you just don't get hit at all, or do you need the boost?
Oh no, you can do it. That's really tight. But that's, I guess, better because you don't take a damage. It makes the later platforming a little harder, I think, because you're further to the right, but no, it doesn't matter. Yeah, downfire the crescent, slash the jumper, and jump as late as possible. If you did it correctly, you'll jump into a transition. If not, just hold up at the end of the world. Okay, so here you need to climb up and jump onto the platform. This level has a lot of, like, I guess, small optimizations you can do in movement, because you need to, like, slash up a lot here. So just jump up this, slash up. There's a backup downfire, in case you need to kill this guy here. Normal strat is to just downfire him, come up, and slash like that. So let's see, downfire him, jump up. You need to do this part in quickly. So go up the wall, up slash the jumper, and then on the way down, slash when the bat hits the orb, because you actually need that shuriken. Okay, there is a backup red guy at this last orb here. Is another ninja friend. Okay, the normal strat is to just fall off this cliff And as soon as you're about to jump to do this platforming, throw a shuriken, and it will kill the army guy.
Okay, and that's important because if you don't kill that guy, he's going to shoot a bullet just as you're landing and knock you back into that pit.
Yeah, it's technically quicker to slash him, but it's also really, really hard to do. You lose like a matter of frames throwing the ninja stars, so it's just a good safety. Okay, so then you kill the army guy. This is the first wall in the game where it's totally safe to slash up it, so if you want to slash without any risk of downside, you can slash up that wall. This room takes a little bit of practice. This is Duck Fist strat. I think it's the best one. So you want to fall on these two down here. You're going to jump onto the fourth one. And then just keep jumping. Slash this red info and hold right, and the spider will boost you to the right. Jump on the fourth and then just keep jumping. Get hit by the spider. Okay, so I'm hit by the spider, and then you're invincible. You can just ignore this bird. Actually, just slash it. Slash the bird. Also, let's see. A lot of people do a safety strat to turn around so you don't miss that platform. As soon as you land, just hold left. And then you kill that bird, you're up here. There's two backups here at the end. There's the bottom one is a red ninja. This top one, which you'll probably get, is a health. The safest way, in my experience, you just want to keep holding right and jumping. And then you want to jump on the ladder and get hit by the birds. And then as soon as they're off the screen, or as soon as they hit you, you can jump off and get the health. Keep in mind the birds do 1 damage, so if you only have 1 health, you need to be innovative. But this is the best way to do it, I think. Problem with just trying to jump and slash it is, birds are really hard to deal with. So just jump and hold right, jump on the ladder, turn around, get the health, go up. Okay, and then 2 more screens. Let's see. You want to do the slash over the wall thing there, jump over. What is the key here? So as soon as, let's see, where I'm standing about right now, there's a little crack in the floor. As soon as the middle of the sprite is on this crack, you want to jump. And you want to slash the jumper and the fire wheel at the same time. And keep holding right.
Alright, so now we're back to fire wheel again.
Yep. And then this next ninpo is the max ninpo upgrade. This is extremely important to get. Just keep holding right, jump, jump. You basically want to jump whenever you can on this part. You then jump over the crescent guy. As soon as you've jumped over him, then you're at the army guy, and you just want to jump over the army guy. Either clear him or get boosted by him. If you get boosted by him, which is like the normal strat, you want to be as boosted close to his head as possible. Because the jumper has higher priority in terms of hitbox, so if you get by him, you'll get boosted to the right instead of left. This is kind of a tight jump, actually. Let's try to get boosted by his head. And then climb up. And then we're on the last screen. So do you think teaching them the old boost is best, Jorf?
Oh, it's definitely the easiest.
Yeah, I guess I'll mention both. The newer one isn't that hard. The old way to do this is, so jump, jump over this flamethrower guy. And then both of the strats are the same up to this point. Here, quick comment is there's a backup moon info if you need it. And then you want to jump over the skeleton and jump into the Jason guy, just like in 1-1, same sort of strat. As for a Q, I'm not really sure. I don't have one.
So you got to hit Jason from the side, not from below, or else you're not going to make it up there.
Right.
Yeah. I think an easier way to do this when I was learning it is to not just hold right the whole time. You can jump vertically and have him run into you. So I guess experiment with it.
Yeah, that makes
Or maybe
sense.
jump neutral for a little bit and then right into him. I think that's probably the easiest way, actually, doing it again. As soon as I land over the skeleton, I jump neutral and then hold right toward the end. That's gotten it for me every time. Okay, the harder version of the boost. Also, this is a very important boost. If you mess this up, you don't really get another try at it, and you lose a lot of time. So we can just go through the level normally, real quick. There's a bunch of backup stuff here in case you die. There's another ninja friend. Then you need to climb up this wall and over. There's a health if you need it. There's a fire wheel, and there's another ninja friend. So this stage, this screen has everything you need. But it does take like 10 seconds to finish the stage normally instead of boosting. Okay, the alternative strat, if you want to try it, when you go into the skeleton, turn around, and as soon as you're like just about to pass through the orb, you jump. And then when you get hit by the Jason guy, you hold right after you get hit by him. It's a little bit faster. So into skeleton, turn around, jump after the orb. There's a lot more going on here though. It does save a few seconds. Again, it's up to you if you want to try it. Okay, oops. So now we finished stage 3-2. In order to get to the boss, you have to climb up on this pillar that's sticking out and go up the ladder.
Alright.
So there is a quick kill for this boss. I'll explain some of the mechanics. I would not recommend learning the quick kill. It's harder than the Act 1 quick kill. For this boss, he can only get hit when he's in the air. So the best way to do it is to throw a fire wheel immediately, and then like start jumping to get all your guys together, and then just throw 2 every time he's in the air.
I see. So you basically keep him stun locked by hitting him the moment he returns to the top of the screen.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, and keeping him over that pillar is faster because it's quicker for him to do his attack and then go back up. I see. Oh, neat. This actually is a real fun boss fight. Pretty safe.
Yeah, if you mess this boss fight up, it's not too bad. The thing you have to keep in mind is, let's see, the projectiles do 1 damage. He does 3, so you do not want to get hit by him. Also, you can sort of get into a loop with your red ninjas if you slash him, because they'll be in the air, and you just sit and slash. You have to move a little bit to get out of the way. So that's the best way to do it. Yeah, this boss fight is not that hard if you do it the easy way. Actually, none of the boss fights are if you don't go for quick kills. You can 2-cycle them if you really want, but okay, so now Act 4. Is everyone ready?
I'm ready.
Ready as a. I'm ready too. Teach me, Jimmy.
Alright, so I just get these first three orbs. The last one is the only one that matters, but slashing stuff is fun. So get these. You want to jump over the first two guys and boost off the last one. And then you want to fire wheel as soon as you land. There's a backup ninja friend right there, too. This last orb is a ninja friend. So jump over 3 guys, boost off, or the 2 guys, boost off the last. You need that last orb, fire wheel, and that will kill the mortar that jumps up. Okay, so now you can jump over this pit. You jump over the jumper guy. You'll get hit by him, but that's okay. You want to get this last orb and last orb only. This is one of the first stages where, like, it's a huge deal if you hit a wrong orb. So the first thing here is you don't want to get this first orb. I think it's hard to get anyways, but that's a downfire. We need the fire wheel here. Okay, so yeah, get the red ninpo. This is. Do you know if there's an easy way to do this, Jorf? Not too tight. If you look on my screen, you want to jump into the mortar and hold right and A just like we did in 3-1 with the slime. And you want to jump quickly and then jump a little bit after you land to boost off the guy. And also the birds in this stage will do 3 damage, no 2 damage. So they're worse than the other stages. Mortars do 3 damage if you hit them. Okay, but yeah, this is probably the easiest and quickest way to do it, I would think. Unless you just upfire and kill everything. That is another way to do it. That's easier. You might be short on Ninpo though. I don't know, I would recommend just trying this. If you can't get it, maybe try something different. I don't think it's too hard though. So get hit by the mortar.
I think it's easier just to not hold A and jump over from the left side.
Oh yeah, that is actually easier, and that's the quicker strat anyways. I don't know why I didn't think of mentioning that. Yeah, so just hold up and right, don't hold A. Just press jump once. Once you get to the top, jump over. You'll get boosted by the guy. Okay, and then as soon as you land, you want to up B. This is a little bit tricky. You can't press jump too quickly. If you do, it'll cancel your animation. So what you actually want to do is you want to up B, hold right for like a couple frames, and then jump. It should kill the bird, and it should give you this invincible fire wheel. This is the first time we use it. If your up B doesn't kill the bird, you can just use the fire wheel early. It's not a big deal if that happens. Okay, but normally we get this invincible fire wheel, we jump, and then this bird is going to spawn as soon as it does. Really anywhere in this time frame right here, you can use the invincible fire wheel. And this just makes you invincible. You do want to get this second to last orb. This is a blue ninpo. And then climb up. So here, like the optimal vertical distance is when like Ryu's foot is on the second rung from the top of the ladder. So to be safe, probably go a little bit later than that. This is also a spot that if you're like iffy on wall slashing to climb, do not do it here. Because if you accidentally use an invincible fire wheel, your ninpo is all screwed up for the rest of the stage. This part is easy, it's just a transition run. Okay, so then here, slash up again, just like we have been doing. Fire wheel, this is very important. If you do it too late, you're gonna mess up. You're on a fire wheel as soon as you land on the top of this pillar. And then hold right. You also want to jump. Oops, let me get this good. You want to jump early enough so that you jump into this ninpo and pick it up. And then keep moving. Don't pick up the second orb. The second orb is a regular fire wheel. That's going to make the rest of the stage really, really hard. We're basically going to keep this until the end of the whole act. We need to keep our fire wheel. So I'll get the second one. This thing will last until exactly we need it to. It'll kill the little jumper guy. And then, let's see. After we kill the jumper, this is a little bit tight. If you miss it, it's not a big deal, so don't try too hard. But you want to slash this orb and get the item. This is a max ninpo upgrade. Again, the hitboxes are way higher than they appear, so you want to use that to your advantage. And then you want to fire wheel immediately after you land. Again, if you fire wheel too late, you run into problems. So the reason you don't want to fire wheel too late on this first one is because you'll fire wheel into the max ninpo upgrade orb. The reason you don't want to do it here, all you need to do at this point is just platform. Also, there's a backup ninpo here in case you messed up earlier. The reason you don't want to fire wheel too early or too late here is because this orb, after this platforming, is a red ninja star. This red ninja star is bad. There's a frame perfect jump here. If you jump as late as possible on this pillar, you will be able to slash the bird and keep going. It doesn't save that much time. The normal strat is just fall off and slash over like that. And it's, again, the fire wheel timings are really important on this screen. You want to fire wheel when you jump between these two pillars if you can. Alternatively, you can probably, let's see if this works. Let me just check real quick. That's really close. What if you do the first one? Yeah, I would just try to fire wheel between the two pillars. Backup max ninpo upgrade is this orb up here. So right where the mortar jumps, that is a backup max ninpo upgrade. It turns into a normal ninpo if you have it. But the platform, this is just like standard platforming, as long as you have the invincible fire wheel. The only thing is you need one more ninpo. The easiest one to get is this one after the mortar. Just jump a little bit early and it'll fall right into you. Okay, and then the end of the stage you want to jump like in the middle of the second to last platform, and the mortar will boost you onto the ladder. And then just hold up.
Yeah, you don't want to jump too late on that last part, otherwise you'll fall right through.
And again, if you fire wheel too late, you will just kill all of the mortar stuff and fall into the pit. Fire wheel too early, the bat will hit you.
Yeah, you want to end the stage with 22 Nimbo left, at least enough to do one more fire wheel on the next stage.
Alright, pretty good.
Are we ready for 4-2?
I think I am.
4-2.
I am perpetually trying to catch up.
If I had to say, I think 4-1 is probably the hardest stage for this in terms of like remembering stuff. 4-2 is much easier. There's like one kind of hard trick, but the rest is pretty easy. Okay, so 4-2, the gimmick here is the water currents. So the important thing is to pretty much jump as late as possible and upslash the jumper guy. There is a backup ninpo where the jumper guy is in case you need one more. You're gonna need to use, like Jorf said, you need at least 15 here. Fire will cost 15. Okay, but normally you don't get that. It slows you down a little bit. Normally you just slash the guy. And the quickest way is to just jump one last time. Keep jumping until you jump one last time before it changes flow. Okay, and then you want to fall as late as possible, but you want to clip this wall. And hold down and right, and it will you'll fall right onto the platform below.
Oh, that's neat. You can climb right off the bottom of it and just hold down right, and right off.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You don't need to do fancy platforming like with the left wall or anything. Okay, this orb here, you do not want to hit that. That will get rid of your fire wheel. So the best way to do this, because we want to use fire wheel, but if we use it in the orb, we'll get the upgrade. So the best way to do it is to jump over the orb. While you're over the orb, use fire wheel. And then just do standard platforming for the rest here. If you died and you're trying to do this without fire wheel, there is a red backup guy here, right above the clubber.
And you gotta remember, there's one orb that you don't want to hit because you'll get regular fire wheel instead of the invincible fire wheel.
Right, you just want to walk off this platform. If you jump off, you'll jump into that orb. Just walk off the platform.
This platform that he's at right there, just walk off. Don't jump.
Yep, if you jump, you get this regular fire wheel up there. Okay, so jump off. You want this first orb in the water, that's a red nympho. We want that one.
But not the second one in the water, because that's going to lose your weapon.
Not the third one.
Oh, I'm sorry, not the third one. Yeah, never mind.
We don't need any more orbs for a while after this red nympho. Okay, so you slash the guy on the way up. Usually fire wheel will kill him, but if you used it too early, it won't. So you may as well slash him. You don't lose anything by doing it. And the optimal way to do this part is to jump so that you land like inside where the current is changing flow, because then you utilize more right current. It's kind of a minor thing. And then jump when you're in this last orb in the water, jump and down slash to kill both of the enemies. It's not that hard. And then jump when you're in the in this last orb. It's quicker than just falling off the cliff. Sort of like those jumps in Mega Man where you jump off the cliff rather than fall off the cliff to gain downward velocity. And this is another spot where you want to land as late as possible if you're trying to get like the best time. If you're just trying to be consistent, you're not going to lose that much if you just hold right and climb down. And this is one of the more devastating parts to die because fire wheel is so important, and getting the other two clones is hard. So do not die here. Okay, so when we transition, there are a few screens in this game that are kind of weird. I don't know why it does it, but before we've said hold opposite direction and jump. If you do it here, it gives you a backward jump. I don't know exactly why that happens, but it does. So here you actually need to wait like a frame and then do it. And it's quickest to jump. You can just hold right too, it's not that much slower. Jump. And then you land on this platform here, and this is a pretty hard trick. So there's two ways to do it. I'll cover both of them. Both of them begin by jumping off this platform and then holding right. What this does is it spawns the bird. So now the bird is spawned. The faster strat is as soon as this bird goes through, let me try to pause it. As soon as he goes through that like middle platform, you want to hold right and jump. And what it does is it puts you on the waterfall. And as soon as you land on the waterfall, you want to slash back up. So this is the quickest way to do it. Things that you run into is if you jump wrong, the bird won't hit you right and you'll die. If you mess up the slash, you can either just like not actually get on the platform, that's one thing. You can also use fire wheel on accident, that's another thing. So these are all things to be aware of. You need to have the timing right and you need to perform the slash well. Okay, I don't know if it's easier, I've never actually done it, I think it is to instead of do a jump forward, you actually jump and hold back. So what is a good cue here? So here you want to do it a little bit earlier. So you actually want to get the slow lame jump in this case. It seems like you want to do it when the bird is between those two platforms and it jumps you up on the platform directly above you. And then here you're going to have to slash the bird. Yeah, so I think this way is probably easier. But if you're like magically consistent with the first way, do that because it is quicker. If both of these are too hard for you, you can go through the stage normally, but it takes forever. I would say 15 to 20 seconds to do this part normally. So I would not recommend it. You can do a boost off the charging sword guy, this last one here, if you really wanted, by turning around and doing that boost we've done before, but I don't recommend it. Just do the bird boost. Do either the faster one or the slower one. Okay, but we're not done yet. After you're at about this point, let's see, how do we do this? Did I mess up? Yeah, I messed this up. Let me do this normally. So I jump over, get hit by the bird. Sorry, I'm not getting this set up because I'm trying to pause. Okay, so let me just do it without pausing. There's really weird mechanics here. So let me try to show you why. Notice what I'm doing right now. I'm just sort of climbing on a waterfall that's not actually there. Huh. What I'm doing is so the timing here is you want to jump as soon as you turn around, and then walk for like a couple frames, and then jump again. And you'll get in that weird state if the only thing you do is hold up and left. Okay, so in order to fix this, so you actually go forward, you have to hold A, and then right, and then left. So don't
You
ask
have
me why.
completely lost me. How do you get into the state? Crazy.
Okay, so are you up are you up on the water?
No, I'm on the middle level of the three water. I'm in the top right corner on.
So who's talking right now?
Mythical.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you're looking at that link in Skype chat, but I'm the top right corner of the stream. So I'm in this middle section, trying to get to the top of the screen.
I think there's some setup. You already have a different pattern going. I think there's a certain setup that starts from the bird boost.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as you land from the bird boost, you jump immediately, and then walk a few frames after you land, and then jump again.
Yeah. So watch the Jimmypoopins stream right now. I'm going to. Or do you have my like live?
I'm watching.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yep.
Okay. So you wanna do this bird thing. Well, that was a bug. So you jump immediately after you turn around, walk for like a matter of frames, and then jump again. And if all you do is hold up and left, then you're in the climbing state.
So if you're not fast enough, the bird goes off the screen.
Yeah, we don't need the bird though. You get boosted by the sword guy.
So why does this glitch have to start at the bird boost?
The bird gets us onto the water. It's really two separate tricks.
Oh, well, I have a safe state where I'm already on the water, or I'm up here anyway.
Okay, the timing that I use for the second trick is when you are like at the very edge of the water platform. So, yeah, so if you're just at the edge of the water platform, like at that first orb, then you want to jump at the right side of the orb, walk for like a couple frames, and then jump again into the guy.
You're just jumping into it.
Yep, just like we did in like
All right,
one.
I got it.
And
I
then
thought
when
there was
you're-
some kind of crazy input that you were describing.
No, it's just it's two separate tricks.
Just jump into the guy. Got it.
And then when you're on this fake waterfall, you need to hold A and right and then press left. So I'm actually just holding A the whole time. And then I just quickly roll my thumb from right to left as soon as I get hit by the guy.
Okay.
So it's a very odd trick. Some of the mechanics in this game don't work right, but they also didn't expect you to do this, so whatever.
Okay. But the version of the trick that you recommend is just to get boosted up to the dry platform or the platform with the water? Which way do you recommend?
Oh, I would still do it, let's see, like this. Like the easier one I said. I would still do this boost. This is not a very hard boost. So it's two separate tricks. One is getting hit by the bird, and the second trick is getting hit by the guy. I think in both cases you should try to get hit by the guy. It's not that hard. If it is hard, then yeah, you can just platform your way up. You wouldn't lose that much time.
Yeah, I mean, you can get boosted up to that platform that doesn't have the water, and then just go right 2 platforms, and then back to the left again, and you're already up top. So that's a nice, easy way to do it. If you want to try to get boosted a second time. But it looks like there's a bunch of places you can boost. You can boost on any of these knife guys. If the bird is still on the screen, you can boost off the bird at a couple of places. There's a bunch of ways to get to the top.
Yep. The reason this is the best one is because it boosts you like immediately when the current starts changing. So you utilize that quick current the whole way. But it really, you're not going to lose that much time if you do any of the other ways. The only thing you don't want to do is skip the bird boost. Then you lose a lot of time. Okay, in any case, we keep going, and then this is the last. I guess there's one more. But we want to fall as late as possible on this ladder. And if you die on this screen, there's nothing you're gonna do in terms of backup. Everything you would do just normally. Except you have to keep in mind the next screen is gonna be much, much harder as a result.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
So, everyone ready?
Yep.
So again, you want to hold left and A transitioning. And if you want, you can slash back to get a little bit of speed. You want to fire wheel as soon as you land, and just walk to the right. In terms of backup, this second orb is the second one. I don't know, the orb right above the first platform that you have to jump on, that is a ninja. So it's actually pretty hard to get. You have to go pretty far out of your way, and then you have to slash the two fires that spawn. But if you do die, you do want to get it. It's going to save you a lot of time.
And there's a health right after the very next orb. There's a health.
Yep, you're probably going to get this.
Okay. Yeah, that one right there. Okay.
I've done everything like pretty much perfectly right now, and I have 4 health. You need 2 more health. So yeah, get the health. I would also probably recommend getting the orb right after. Just jump and slash it. It's a red ninpo. If you have max nin or 55 ninpo, you don't need it. But if you like use an additional fire wheel or something, you're gonna want to pick that up. Okay, so this is fairly straightforward, just platforming, get those 2 orbs. And you want to jump over the clubber guy. I saved badly, so I can't do that. And just platform up, slash the clubber. And then just fall off here. Fall off and jump. Ideally, you want to jump as late as possible, but it's kind of easy to die here, so maybe give yourself a little leeway to be safe. And now this is a very slow waterfall to climb. Again, I'd probably not recommend slashing up it, because if you use an invincible fire wheel on accident, the next part is really hard. A way to gain a little bit of speed, this is what Ohan did in his run, is he didn't slash, he just held left right. Hold left to jump off and then right to get back on. That will save a little bit of time. But you may as well just hold up if you're not confident in either of those. It doesn't lose that much time. Just climb up the waterfall and then jump over and then back on to the platform. That is quicker than slashing up because climbing up waterfalls is a little bit weird near the top. So just jump over and jump back on. And I actually forgot how to do the firewheel strat. I think this is it. Yeah, okay. So for firewheel strat, invincible firewheel, you want to use firewheel right at the end of this top platform. And then just hold right. And you want to get this Ninpo, let's see. Ninpo at the, none of these orbs actually matter anymore. You can get all of these orbs. But the one you do want is the Ninpo at the end of, like right when your firewheel is about to wear out, there's a Ninpo right above you. You just have to jump and get it.
Okay.
And then you do want one last orb, which is Shuriken. And it's the last orb on the screen. So find some way to kill that guy at the end. You can up slash or down slash him. In order to up slash him, you have to be really precise with the jump, so probably just down slash him.
Alright, and then just get the very last orb, because now we're back to orange shuriken.
Yep.
Okay.
And then boss time. This boss is really easy, just make sure that you jump right at the start. So you don't actually want to fall off this waterfall at any point. But to kill him, you use shuriken when you're at the peak of his jump. And then just throw 2 shurikens in the air every time thereafter. You can also shuriken on the way down on the first jump.
How many shuriken does it take to beat this boss? Or how much Ninpo does it take?
60. If you fire the first shuriken too early, it will take 70.
Let's see. So you gotta be at basically full Ninpo coming in here.
Yeah. Fighting this boss backup is it's not that hard, but it's a really long fight. So you want to do this. The thing to just remember is to jump as soon as you can. You don't want to fall off this platform. Whichever hand spawns first is random. Some of you guys might have the right hand spawning first. Mine the left is. If you do want to fight him normally, let's see. You can do it using damage boosts, but the safer way is to just probably just pretend you're playing the game normally. Just avoid the claws, climb up the waterfalls.
Yeah, you can get your clone to hit him, but not for very long, because once that hand comes, you're screwed.
Yeah, and if you follow all of the backup strats, you'll get here with 70 Ninpo and only 2 ghosts. There's not a third ghost on the last screen, so you will have to slash him a couple times. Okay, but that is Act 4. We have one more to go. This one is pretty short.
Alright, that's good.
Everyone ready?
I am.
Ready.
Sure.
This first screen is deceptively very hard. And it's important to get it right. If you miss the fire wheel, the second part of the screen is really hard. Okay, so first comment, there is a backup ninja. The second orb is a ninja friend. You just want to jump over these 2 guys. Okay, so I shouldn't have saved there. I should have paused. Trying to get a good. I think he's saving. Sorry, I'm trying to get a good way you can see the best spot to jump that uses a Q. So at the top of this cliff, there's like a little part that's looks kind of like it's hanging down, the green tip at the top. As soon as Ryu's head touches that, I jump left and then right. So that's my cue. It's you just want to get over there before he shoots the bullet. So do whatever it takes to do that. Or well, not before he shoots, but you want to be able to clear the bullet. You can also jump up, like we have been doing. Actually, one thing I want to comment that I haven't mentioned yet, there is a weird glitch where if you're facing one direction and you want to change directions and jump when you're landing, if you hit it on a specific frame, you'll get a slow jump. So you may notice that happen a couple times. That's just as a result of you like jumping too well. So you actually want to wait before you jump if that happens. And that's actually a thing that will happen here if you just do the normal jump over the wall type thing. Jump over the ledge. So I think the best way to do this is to jump left, right, and then over the bullet. Okay, so the important thing here is after we kill the bullet guy, slash him on the way down, we want the middle orb. So what you want to do is you want to throw a shuriken as you're falling to get it. Now, this 5 ninpo that we have remaining is actually extremely important. So the normal way to do this, throw it, get it on the way down, slash the jumper on the way up, the club guy, and then slash the bat on the way down. And I usually pause here. You can do it holding right the whole time, but it makes it a lot harder. And then just hold right and you go down.
If you're having trouble getting that fire wheel, you can just jump off, and when you hit the ground, throw a shuriken, and your guy up top there will be in position to hit it.
Yeah. Forgot about that. That's a good point. Now if you mess it up, if you throw the shuriken and don't get anything, you can actually slash it, but it's like close to frame perfect, slashing it on the last frame. It's probably not close to frame perfect. You probably have a little bit of leeway, but it's very hard to do. So just practice the shuriken toss. This is a really hard screen. It's really short, but there's a lot going on. You need to not get hit by the bullet guy, you need to get the fire wheel, you need to not get hit by these last guys. So it'll probably deserve a lot of practice. In any case, now we just fall off the ledge and transition. So here are 2 of the harder tricks in the game. They're also a couple of the coolest. I probably won't recommend doing the second one, but the first one I would recommend doing. If you mess up, you don't lose that much. So what we do is the screen begins locked. You can unlock it by going, my cue is when Ryu's front foot hits this crack in this brick here. And now the screen becomes unlocked. So the reason we want to do that is because you can actually jump over this wall.
So you just have to walk far enough until you're past the spikes a little bit, and then you can turn around, and that's enough?
Yep, I used the last crack from the brick, the middle bricks. Okay, so now how do we get over this wall? Well, you slash over like we normally do. If you do that once, then you get in this state where you're kind of in the wall. All you want to do is just do it one more time. And I found that doing it slowly is better. So slash once, wait until you're actually like holding the wall, and then do it again. And then what happens is, a couple of things will happen. One, maybe you land like this on an invisible platform. Maybe you'll land and hit a spike. So there's an invisible platform there that's pretty short. It ends at kind of where that dark, halfway through that dark brick. And all you want to do is you want to jump and jump as late as you can on that invisible platform, and you'll land on the wall. And unlike most walls, you don't want to be holding A as you hold onto this, because then you'll get a weird jump. You actually want to let go of A, grab onto the wall and then jump off.
Oh, I see. If you're holding A instead of grabbing onto it, you'll kind of bounce off it in an awkward way.
Yep. If you get hit by the spikes, it's not a big deal. You lose 4 health, but you actually have plenty in this stage if you don't mess up the next trick, which is kind of optional. Okay, so after we jump off this invisible platform, probably practice this like walking on this invisible platform to get a feel for it. But after that, then we're here where this fire is. Probably pause for a little bit. It's hard, you can just hold right the whole time, but I pause. And you want to slash that orb above the fire. That gives you Untitled. And then just hold right, slash the slime on the way down. And then keep holding right. You'll get hit by the bird. And then what we want to do is when invincibility wears off right before, you want to use Fire Wheel. And the cue for that is once you hit the second set of spikes. Or when the bird is about to hit you, or after you pass the second skeleton. There's a lot of cues there. Use Fire Wheel and keep holding right. If you did it right, it will wear off right after you get this scroll. This is where you get the info scroll for this act. And then boost off of the skeleton. Oops, I saved. I meant to load. But yeah, jump off the skeleton and boost. One comment, this platform here is actually kind of a tight jump. So you need to pay a little bit extra attention when you're making this jump. You really need to jump at the edge of the platform to make it. Okay, so jump off the skeleton. And now we're transitioning into what is probably the hardest stage, or hardest trick for this route that I've been giving. It's hard for a couple reasons. One is there's no real good cue for it. 2, if you mess up, you lose a lot of health and a lot of time. So how would you do this screen normally, which is probably the way I recommend. You just hold left and go over and under. And then probably get hit by the crescent. It makes you invincible to the fire, and hold right. The quicker way is you need to unlock the screen like we've been doing before. And as soon as you land, you want to turn around and jump kind of, I guess, when your body is like midway through the spikes, the first set of spikes. If you do it right, you'll either completely clear the right wall or you'll spawn on top of the right wall. The reason this is hard is because you're always gonna jump at like a different time. You're always gonna turn around at a different time, so you don't really have a good visual cue for when to jump. So as long as you're consistent every time on turning around and jumping, you should be good. But that little inconsistency can make it harder. If you're really good, you can kind of use the bat as a cue for when to jump, but you run into the same problem. Because horizontally, your horizontal position is going to be different based on where you turn around. So not doing this trick, you lose probably like somewhere between 5 to 10 seconds. But it's very brutal if you mess it up. So if you don't get it very much in practice, probably just don't do it.
Yeah, it's one where you're probably just going to want to run to the left and then to the right.
Yeah, that would be my recommendation unless you're like magically getting it a bunch without trying too hard.
Okay.
And then the rest of the stage, you very much just hold right, jump over the fires when you can.
These fires actually always boost you to the right, so if you just run into them, you can not lose any time.
Oh wow, that's different.
Yeah, the needles do that too. I guess the only two objects in the game that do that. Okay, and then we reach a cutscene, and now we're on the last stage. This is Jorf's favorite stage. You gonna do
Yeah.
this one, Jorf?
Oh, for sure.
Alright.
So we got ice physics right off the bat. And the cool thing about ice physics in this game is that you don't lose time when you're slashing or throwing fire wheels and stuff. You just keep going at max speed. So that'll be useful for killing guys and moving quickly. So you want to jump up and slash this first guy, and then jump up right away and get that orb.
What's in that orb? Oh, the fire wheel. No, you already got the fire wheel. What's in that orb?
An impo, we need enough impo to use our fire wheel.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, and then... What do you think for this next part, Jimmy?
There's
Just
so
boost
many
off
ways
the top
to
guy?
do it.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I would probably explain both of the traditional ways.
Yeah, both of these orbs here have another Nympho in it, so you need one of them. You can just jump up and boost off that top guy, then jump up and get the top one there.
Yeah, so those are like the boosts we did, and we've done this like 3 times now. Just have the enemy boost you up.
Or you can jump and get the bottom one, and you can use that kind of full speed when you go backwards to jump backwards into that guy. That's the pretty tough strat.
It's a little bit quicker if you do it that way. Not by much though.
I think alternatively you could just like walk right past it and then just jump to the left into that guy. But anyways, once you get 2 of those, you jump across here. This is an extra ninja guy right here. And then there's a couple ways to do this part too. The spider and this bird coming at you. I like to duck and stab the spider, and then use the fire wheel right after. Just because you don't lose any time on the ice like that. But you could also jump over him. Or if you're Jimmy, you can just use that fire wheel at just the perfect time.
Yeah, the way I do it is I use it like at the last second before you're about to hit the spider. The downside is your fire wheel, it's a little bit tight at the end. You need it to kill a spider, but there's a little cue that I use to make it so I always hit him.
Yeah, and then you grab the next orb after the jump here. There's another one, and then you jump up into these spiders.
And so the thing I was mentioning, if you do mine where you just use it at the last second, this last spider is where it's going to wear off on. And my cue is not to jump to hit the spider, but it's to jump to make the platform like as soon as possible. So jump like you're just trying to jump on the edge of that last platform. And it always hits the spider, this is my experience.
Yeah, so pick your favorite way through there, and then climb up this wall. Stab this guy and get the orb at the same time. So you get a downfire. And then you're going to want to run right off onto this next platform and use the downfire while you're on it. And that'll kill everything on the screen there.
Do you want to do the health strat instead?
Yeah, sure, there's actually a health right up there. So instead of using it right when you get on that platform, you can jump off that platform so that you hit the health with it as well.
Yeah, use the downfire when you're at like the peak of your jump. It'll hit everything, including the health orb.
Alright, then you climb down again. And here's another one where you can just hold down right and fall onto that platform.
Okay.
Now here there's a guy that jumps out at you. Not sure what a good place to jump is at him, but there's quite a big window for it.
Yeah, it's just after you've walked for a little while. I've always done it by feel.
Mm-hmm. So you get him and then you jump up there and you use a downfire right away. And the hitbox on the downfire is really big, so you're able to kill that guy that's jumping up at you. And also that club guy down there. And as you're falling down here, you want to grab the upfire. And there's another input here, right, too.
Okay, yeah, there's the fire wheel again. And an info.
Alright, I think you should explain this part, Jimmy. You do it a little different than the other do.
Yeah, the Jorf and I do it differently, so we'll explain both. Personally, I think mine is more consistent. He thinks his is more consistent, so it's really just a matter of opinion, whatever works better for you. So I've been doing it over and over again here. What you do is you're jumping off this platform. This again is a little bit precise. You slash the clubber, jump and slash that orb that's an info, and then as soon as the ninja jumps, you pause for like just a little bit in the air, so just a couple frames, and then you jump at the very edge of the platform. If you do it right, you will land on the wall. Maybe for more than a few frames, just like a, I don't know, watch how long I'm pausing for. Try to emulate that. If you do it right, you land on this wall, and then you just want to immediately jump off and back on and slash the clubber guy. Oops. And then once you slash the clubber guy, it'll be the exact same as Jorf's strat.
Yeah, so what I do is I jump over here, and then when I land, I use the fire wheel right away. And that'll hit the red info when that comes down. Right about when you collect it, I jump, and then I jump again. And I try to get under this guy. And I hit left, so you get that slow damage boost from him, and then he'll boost you right up onto that platform, and you can just jump over.
Alright, well, I think that makes sense. What's the alternative if you don't want to do this strat?
Just run and climb the wall, I guess.
Climb the wall? Doesn't seem like there's... Yeah, it seems like that would be a little slower, but it doesn't seem like it'd be so dangerous to just climb the wall up. And do this the proper way.
Yeah, the advantage of my strat, I think if you mess it up, it's pretty hard to die. Here, if you mess this up,
Yeah, mine's a little riskier.
you can get boosted into the pit. But I think Gus Mancini, who's also a really good runner at this game, he does it Jorf's way. So just do whatever way works better for you.
Okay. We ready to move on then?
Yep.
Alright.
Looks like everyone's there.
Alright, so you jump this first gap. And there's like 3 different ways to deal with these little jumping guys. I like to just jump over them and take the damage. I think Jimmy likes to throw the fire wheel at them. You could also just duck and stab them.
Yeah, in teaching people this game, I think the consensus is that jumping over them is the easiest. You do have to land early on the
Yeah, it's the
platform.
least inputs.
If you jump like when you're in the middle of the platform, they'll boost you to the right. So you have to jump early.
Yeah, so you get past that first one, and then there's another guy that jumps up out of the ground at you, and you just fire wheel him. And there's another one of those guys you can jump over. And then it's just some simple platforming till the end of the stage. This top orb at the end is an extra ninja, if you need it.
There's also a fire wheel in these last set of orbs, and a blue ninpo.
Oh, at some point I missed a Nimpo, I think. I've got 8.
Oh, you probably missed, when we were explaining that one trick, there's a red ninpo there.
Alright, yeah, I gotta go back and get that.
Oh yeah, right before that trick there's a red ninpo on that ice platform.
Fortunately, if you do die here, as long as you get fire wheel, ninpo, and second ninja, you can kill the boss just as fast as normal.
Okay. Getting real close to that boss. We're almost at the end of this goal. Alright. We ready to move on to the next section here? Oh, that's it.
Alright, so we're at the boss then, yeah? Yeah.
That's it. Alright,
Yep.
we're already set. And going into the boss, how much Nimpo do you need to beat this guy? The fast way?
48
Uh,
if you have 3 ninjas.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nowhere near full.
You actually want to fire off. It's probably harder to remember than is actually useful, but you're going to fire off a blank one while he's transitioning. So that, because Ninpo counts down at the end. Or actually, what is the rule for when we actually finish?
I'm not sure when the finish point is for this game.
I believe that the on-site definition just says beat level 5.
Right. There will be clarifications on stopping points for all the games and on the rules page, but they haven't all been set yet.
The usual timing is when the timer hits 0, when it's counting down at the end.
Okay. So you may or may not need to ditch your extra Ninpo at the end of this boss fight.
Just be aware.
Just be aware that most likely the timing method is going to be such that you need to actually ditch your extra Ninpo.
Alright,
And
how
this
do I
is-
kill this guy?
Probably the easiest boss.
You just get in here and mash.
Yeah, you just mash up
Should
B
get him
and
down to
push
4
what's
health.
his name.
So just from the spot that you come in on, you don't even have to move. You just start mashing up B, and your ninjas don't even move, and they can hit the
Yep.
guy. And then for his second appearance, I see you advance on him a little bit and then jump to get all your ninjas together on screen.
Yeah, well, his second appearance is random where he appears.
Oh, I see.
So you kind of want to cover all the options. And not get hit by the fire things he throws at. And that's it.
Cool.
Then you breathe a gigantic sigh of relief.
Not done.
God, yes.
No. Next game.
You Batman.
Right.
You play Batman.
This is this is late into the
That's
this
right.
is game number 19.
It's the second to last game. It's going to be this game and then right into Batman. So you're going to breathe a very brief sigh of relief and then take on one of the hardest ones of all. Have fun with that. Well, maybe at this point it might be helpful to, now that we've sort of shown this piece by piece, to show the whole thing together. I'm thinking that maybe we can go through this again and it'll just be, you know, you guys, Jimmy and Jorf, you guys can just set a save at the beginning of each level and just show us what it's like to play through the whole level all at once, so people have sort of a
Yeah, I'm not
reference
even
video.
gonna pretend like I nailed it enough to follow along
Yeah, it's
Right.
entire level
a
at a
lot to
time.
take in.
Yeah, but maybe let's just do it like a level at a time. Just set a
Yeah,
save during the transition, and you guys can both just run through, and people can have a bit of a reference. And if you screwed up, just start it again. But just try to get, you know, something people can look at. And we'll have the timestamp
Yeah, sure.
at this point pointed to in the video description if I remember to do that. All right, so yeah, level 1-1. Let's do it.
Alright.
I'll see if I can point out a few things as you guys go by it, if I remember.
Ready, Jorf?
Go
Or are you
for
just
it.
gonna do this?
Oh, I'm already
Okay.
going.
It's not a race, you can just go.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, pay attention to which orbs these guys are getting. You need a little bit of ninpo as well as the upward fire. Oh, and there's that spot that Jorf just went through. Jimmy's about to go through it. Where you want a fire wheel to hit the ninja guy, the ninja clone. Oh, he's not quite there yet. So right here, he fires to hit the ninja clone, then boosts and collects it.
Oh, you're much further behind me.
I'm behind. Okay.
Yeah. Jorf just killed the first boss for me.
Oh, he did. I'm looking at Jimmy's screen.
Oh, okay.
And then for this boss, you just walk up, slash him 4 times, and then use fire for the rest of the fight. And you may have to slash him a few more times after your fire runs out, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was the quick kill if you're curious, but don't recommend it.
Alright. Jorf's just making his way through second time here.
Luckily, you can just hold right to catch that ladder right at the spot that you
Mhm.
want to.
Very handy. Alright, so it wasn't the quick kill. I guess the quick kill is if you kill him before he runs into the wall, but you can kill him the moment he runs
Yeah.
into that wall, so that's not that much slower. Alright, so let's do 1-2, or I'm sorry, 2-1.
2-1, alright. I do a kind of different strat at the beginning here where I get the downfire. It's not a big difference though.
When I first learned this game, Sinister One told me never to do that strat.
Why? Because you have to stop in the air when you're shooting your downfire?
I think it's because the timing is a little bit harder to hit the bird. And also, if you don't get the downfire, then you get a little bit confused because you have to figure out what strat to do.
Right. So yeah, the downfire optional, but the upfire you definitely want to get. And there's a few other orbs that you're going to want to pick up just so you walk out of here with full 40 ninpo. So there you go.
Lots of ways to do this first jump in the wind section. You can slash 5 times, you can use an audio cue, or you can look at the timer. I think 242 was the number for the timer.
Sorry, 242. Yeah, jumping or slashing 5 times was a really good way to do it.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. I'm gonna do that from now on. I like that better.
There's the scroll, upgrade your max ninpo.
Alright.
And then the crazy glitch that gets a bird to move at a bullet speed for a damage boost.
Alright, I'm looking.
Definitely want the upwards fire attack for this boss because he's a huge pain.
Yeah, that's a really slow boss fight if you don't get it. I'm watching Jorf's screen now. Oh, Jimmy's doing it again. That's good. But here, Jorf's at the spot where he killed a certain guy, and that got... And not only does he get that bullet boost, but it gets that bird to spawn in a way that he can go up the ladder without it getting in his way. Boosts off that guy to get down there. There's both a health and another fire wheel upgrade there, so if you lost anything that you needed, you can pick it up right there before the end. Yeah, in this boss fight, if I remember correctly, you just fire one as soon as you come into the room, and then you kind of jump, or move a little bit to the right, and then jump and fire some more.
Yep.
And that sort of gets all of your ninjas stacked up, gets them all, you know, up where they can hit this guy.
And then if you want to do the Jorf, you jump off the cliff to the left before time runs out, and hopefully you don't die.
Oh, there's the boost off the bullet again. Nice.
You're desynced now, so that every time we wait for one person to finish, the other person has started again. So we're just gonna get into this loop of level 2 forever. Alright,
Yeah, we're gonna sync up
Jorf's finishing it. Yeah, Jorf's gonna finish it out here.
Yeah, I messed up on that last screen, and that last screen's pretty hard to mess up on if you, because the wind starts going right away, and there's a lot of things on that left side that can just throw you off.
Alright, we got everyone together again, and we're going to take on stage 3-1. Alright, let's do it. So what are the things to remember in this one? Let's see. There's this cue for making the jump in case it's dark.
Oh yeah, when Ryu's head touches the stalactite-looking thing underneath the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys can see the proper light cycles now?
Yeah. And this other blind jump that you see, Jorf just did, he just jumps right after he gets past the orb. He jumps. And picking up the downward fire in here is important. Let's see, where does he grab it from? I missed where it came from. Let's see. Jimmy's about to get to it. Oh, there it is. It's when you're falling down in front of those three flames. That's where it is. And there's that blind jump. And then boosting on the blob to get onto that wall. Oh, and then he uses the downward fire right there to kill that guy who's right at the edge of the ledge that he's trying to jump onto.
If you're scared of those really thin pillars near the end of the stage, you can run to the edge of the cliff and jump, and that will get the bat to spawn higher, and it's probably a little easier to deal with. Though you will have to stop just a little bit.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I highly recommend that strat.
Okay. So
Alright, 3-2.
Well, time to do 3-2.
So the first thing you want to do, apparently, is climb the wall and slash the ceiling with all your clones.
All right, yeah, using the downfire on that that mouth guy. I think that's supposed to be mouth, right? Or something. Or I don't know, one of those guys. The guy that shoots the little spinny things at you. Using the downfire. And this is the duckfist strat, getting hit by that spider.
Good strat.
This is the part where I fell behind, and I just started, like, I just need to get through this to catch up. So I was just, like, doing my own thing. I'm like, I hope I'm not missing any
I just autopiloted the
info
quick
I
kill.
need.
Alright, so Jimmy did the easier version of the boost, and looks like Jorf did the harder version.
Yep.
So you can take your pick which version of the boost that you want to use. Remember, if you don't want to use the boost, that's fine. You can just go all the way over to the right and then back up. Even if you do use the boost, you might consider still going over and getting some of the other orbs that are along that top platform. There's a health refill, there's, a clone, an extra ninja clone, and some
Yep.
other things.
Yeah, there's everything you need in that last room to kill the boss.
There's 2 clones, fire wheel, and red info. Also the health here, keep that in mind on the screen here, where I am.
Okay. Alright, so let's defeat this guy and we'll move on to the next act.
I had to beat this guy without any ninpo because I didn't grab it before I got there. So if for some reason you find yourself in that situation, you can jump and get your clones to kind of like camp out right next to him, and then just hit him as soon as he jumps each time.
Or just using the sword, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not as easy as with the fire wheel because the hitbox is huge on the fire, but you can still get away with it.
Oh, there's Jorf doing the boosting to the left strat. That works.
Alright, 4-1.
Okay, I think we're ready for 4-1. Okay, so all these orbs we can get, but the one we really want to make sure we get is the very last of that string of orbs that were in a row. Because that's the fire wheel. So, I feel like it's coming up on
Ooh.
Jorf's screen. Oh, he missed it. That was the Ninpo, the max Ninpo upgrade that he failed to get there.
What did I used fire wheel too late? That was a demonstration. What happened?
Alright, we're watching another playthrough here.
I had a lot of trouble with this section, this part where you need to climb up, or you get boosted up, I guess, mostly, and then jump over these 2 guys and damage boost off of the second one. I kept getting hit before I could cleanly jump over the first guy.
Alright, see fire wheel again. This one, don't miss it. There we go. Jimmy gets it. Yeah, and as long as you've got the invincible fire wheel here, this should be pretty simple.
Your vulnerability frames are pretty long.
Alright. know when you're both at that point, ready to do 4-2.
I am ready to do 4-2.
I'm having some emulator issues actually. It's like I'm going at 30 frames and I can't see my guy half the time.
Yep, that'll happen sometimes.
If you stream this game, you want to stream it in 60 FPS. Otherwise, your red guys don't show up half the time.
Or you want to leave interlacing on, or turn off deinterlacing would be the other option.
Oh yeah.
Right, I'm there.
Okay.
All right, cool. Let's do 4-2.
I'll do the easier boost with the bird.
Alright, I'll do the hard one.
There's the boost on the bird, and he gets, yeah, he does that certain setup so that he climbs on that invisible whatever that is.
Oh,
And
and I
then
skipped
it's-
the help. I'll
Oh,
give the
then
help.
Jorf does the boost to the left. That's good.
The input for getting off of that crazy ladder state is right A and then left.
Don't pay attention to what I did at the end. Muscle memory did the harder strat. So I reset.
Remember to get the shuriken at the end.
Yeah, that's really, really important.
And it also seems important that you don't fall off. I had a bit of trouble getting that boss dead before the water pushed me off, or I had to turn around, and then when you turn around, sometimes your clones turn around and they're not hitting the boss.
Right.
So I mash jump like crazy. And then once I'm in the air, I also start mashing attack. That seems to work for me. Not very eloquent.
Yeah, the timing is more optimal, but that's only if you're good enough at timing it, and that can take a lot of practice. So mashing is totally good enough.
Alright. Jorf's going to the boss now. That very last orb before going into the boss is the shuriken that you need. And just remember to jump immediately so you don't get pushed off by the water.
Yep.
Keep an eye on your blue ninja. Don't get him confused with the orange ninjas. Alright. Sounds good. Let's move on to 5-1. First stage of the final act of this goal.
I accidentally loaded. Sorry. Just watch Jorf while I do 4-2 again.
Alright,
Dude,
well,
this ladder right here, you actually don't have to grab onto. See it?
okay.
It's the only ladder in the game like that, for some reason.
Oh wow, yeah, he just touched the bottom and was already put to the next screen. Alright, so there he scrolled the screen a little bit over to the left, and then he did sort of a climb up the wall and then jump slash to get into it, and there was an invisible platform down there inside the wall. You don't need to use that invisible platform, you can just go right through it and land on the spikes and take some damage, but the invisible platform saves you some health.
Goes the quick way through that wall in the second section, but
Right, we don't recommend
that.
that.
Yeah, it's a little trickier.
But you can. You basically hit the bat, and that's how you boost through those spikes, but here it is again. He hits that little invisible platform and then makes the jump. But yeah, if you miss it, yeah, just go around to the left.
These firewalls boost you forwards, so you can feel free to just run right into him. If you have the health, I guess.
Mhm.
Firewalls do 2 damage each?
3.
3, oh, so they're pretty expensive.
Yeah. Needles do 4.
And there is a max Ninpo upgrade there. Jorf just grabbed it. It's right over the pit at the very end of that screen. Alright, and then we got 5-2, which is the final level except for the boss. So the final level of this goal, not the final level of the game.
I'll do the strat to get the health.
Oh, I just loaded, dude. I just pulled a Jimmy.
Alright, well, we'll watch Jimmy for now. Oh, there we go.
It is highly recommended that you do not load state during the race if you are playing on emulator. Maybe even consider disabling certain keys.
Yes.
Yeah, actually couldn't play a boy in his blob because I have select up and select down, bound to load and save.
Alright, now Jorf's coming into it. One use of the fire wheel.
Yep, you can crouch slash that spider or wait till the last moment and just use the fire wheel. Fire shield.
And he switches to the upward fire. And then I guess that was some Ninpo from the very last candle that he slashed. You want to have, what was it, 48? At least 48